Hey guys, it's been a while since I promised to do a Soulless Horror raid guide. In this video, I'm going to show you a Soulless Horror CM fight, aka the challenge mode fight. There's absolutely no difference for the Scourge class in these two modes. Once you know how to play Scourge in the regular SH, you'll be able to play the challenge mode of this fight. For our class composition, as you see from the arc DPS meter, we have 3 Condi Mirages, the best Condi DPS ever, 1 Firebrand DPS, 1 Epi, 1 Condi Banner, 2 tanks, which we'll get into later, 1 Alacron, and lastly our commander being the Druid Pusher. Right before gliding into the arena, you'll see a green and a red circle. Whoever picks up the red circle will be the main tank. Once the fight starts, the boss will fixate on the main tank first and start giving him a debuff called Necrosis. This debuff will increase the damage the tank takes from the boss for each stack. One noticeable difference between the regular mode and the challenge mode is the Crumbling Platform mechanic. The platform will break off faster and more frequently in the CM than in the regular mode. There's a yellow ring that appears before the platform breaks off as a warning. Generally speaking, just don't stand right next to the edge of the platform for safety unless you absolutely have to, because the wall can sometimes force you to do so. Throughout the fight, you'll encounter some orange AoE attacks that are in the shape of a donut or a fan. Just remember to always stand in the safety gaps in between and stack with the group when the donut AoEs appear. There's really no particular technique involved other than just trying to not stand in the AoEs when they happen. Another important mechanic is the Tormented Dead, or TD. It's a golem that spawns every 20 seconds past 90% of the boss HP at the center of the platform. That's where the Epi Scourge comes in. My job here as an Epi Scourge is to monitor the spawn of the TDs and cast the Epi as soon as it spawns at the center. I don't actually count the seconds to know when a TD will spawn. For me, I just kept my eyes on the center of the platform at all times, especially right after a wall passes through the center, by positioning my camera in a way that I always get to see the center of the platform. Then as soon as the TD spawns, that's when I cast Epi. When a TD dies, it'll leave a massive red AoE which corrupt old boons on players who are standing in it and slow them down a lot. Players will be dead if they don't move out of the red AoE fast enough. Like in 1 or 2 seconds you have to get out of it, or you'll get down by either the ticking Condi damage of the red AoE, or you'll get slowed down too much that a moving wall will eventually catch you and kill you instantly. Another mechanic that you'll need to watch out for is the spinning Sith. All you gotta know is that these moving red circles will slow you down if you touch them, and you don't want to be slowed down when a big wall is approaching and you need to get out of there, otherwise you're dead. In the challenge mode, the debuff stacks a lot faster than in the regular mode. The tanks will get down if they get too many stacks of the Necrosis. So the general idea here is for the main tank to press a special action key to pass the aggro or asphyxiate to the off tank before the main tank reaches 4 or 5 stacks. And then later, the off tank will pass the aggro back to the main tank by pressing his special action key after he gets about the same amount of stacks. This whole swap mechanic will go on until the boss is killed. Now for the moving walls, they can come from any direction and be any of the 3 patterns. They're pretty much RNG. If you get hit by these moving orange walls, it's instant death. The walls will disappear during the CC phase on boss. Also in this fight, we're counting on the Druid Pusher to push the TD away from the group before it dies. The skills and experience of the Druid Pusher will define the success and failure of this entire fight. Typically, the Druid will bring the Glyph of Tides and the longbow for the push. The CC phase will start at 66% of the boss HP. The group will need to break the boss CC bar within a few seconds, or everyone will be feared off the platform. For Scourge, the skill 5 of the Scepter and the skill 4 of the Warhorn are crowd control skills. My C skill, the Flash Golem attack on the very right of the utility bar, is also a very powerful crowd control. I also noticed that the TD likes to fixate on the off tank on spawn, so make sure the 2 tanks always stick together when moving around on the platform, which will make it easier for the druid to push the TD away. Always try to stay behind the boss to avoid his frontal attacks, which does fair amount of damage and they could add up and down you. The whole fight is about 3.5 minutes long. All you gotta do as DPS is to avoid stepping into the AoEs, follow the tank with the purple icon, stick with the group, stay behind the boss to avoid her auto attacks, and CC during each CC phase, and that's it. As a Scourge in this fight, you just gotta watch for the TDs and epi them down from time to time when they spawn at the center, while the druid pushes it away from the group so that its red AoE doesn't connie bump the whole group. I hope that after watching this video, you'll be able to play a epi Scourge confidently and get the Soulless Horror kill. Stay tuned for the next raid guide, possibly a tank tutorial for the Kadim in Wing 6. Enjoy the remainder of this fight, and I'll see you next time. Thank you for watching.